Had it with his castles. I've had it with the fucking island. Had it with this fucking cult. It's time to just burn the fucker down. Which is what I'm pretty sure is happening next. I love that she's in there like she's a fucking
harbor an awesome power. Yet it seems you would rather choose death.
I'm taking Ashley back, whether you like it or not.
Ah, the audacity of youth.
Sudden fucking level 20 monk. You and me both, Leon. Ah.
Leon, now!
Let's go!
Dun 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 dun. Police Memo 5. From the initial stages of the research, we have been searching for a safe and practical removal procedure for the Plaga. Answer. There isn't one. Electrocute yourself. Ironically, it turns out that the real objective of this research was not to find a way to remove the Plagas from the infected persons, but to find a way so that the Plaga could not be removed from the body easily. In the end, we were able to find out that the Plagas could be removed only by exposing them to a special radiation, that being electricity. The only drawback with this method is that it is a very painful procedure because you're electrocuting the shit out of yourself. Since the Plaga attaches itself to the nerves, there is a possibility that it may impair the consciousness of the host because you're getting electrocuted. Another fact that must be mentioned is that once the Plaga grows into an adult, the removal procedure could kill the host because I have to say it again. But perhaps death isn't so bad when you think about the alternative. Bruh, where have you been? I have been through some shit. I have seen some shit.
Welcome. Got a selection of good things on sale. What are you selling? Is that all? Thank you.
Damn.
Is that all? Thank you. Ah. Thank you. Is that all? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't care at that point.
What are you buying?
Can't buy that. Oh, right! I didn't sell the TMT ammo. 3,000 pesetas.
What are you buying?
On the weapons threshold. Killer 7, we're good on that. Let's see.
Not enough cash. Not enough cash. Not enough cash, stranger. What are you selling?
I missed this guy.
Is that all? Thank you.
Infrared scope, green oib, mixed oibs, first aid spray. Attack vest, handgun ammo. Alright.
Come back anytime.
So the striker. Firepower of 10. A couple more upgrades, and the striker will have basically a bottomless magazine. There is no save room here. That is interesting. Oh, this be it. This be it. We are right up against it, and I have nothing to use. Okay, good. Ashley. Give me money. That way just leads us back to where we came. So we wanna... There it is.
This hunk of junk? I don't know about this, Leon.
There's only one way to find out. You operate.
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Here goes nothing.
And then Leon died.
How are you feeling?
Like $1,000,000.
I thought you were gonna die. All right. Guess I'm up. Don't come!
You okay? I don't know about you, but I think it's time we go home.
Yeah, I'm about ready to get the fuck out of here. I have next to nothing to fight this boss with. I'm deeply concerned. Okay, that's what that is. Check. I have no idea how this thing works. The important thing is we're still alive. Okay. So that's the merchant, and that's the save point. And that's the elevator. And this is the end, beautiful friends. Our mission. The real power of the United States lies in its three areas: the Justice Department, the administrative bodies, and the military. In order to take control of these areas, we must influence the minds of the people who advise the president. After this is done, the rest of the departments will quickly fall under our sway. If by chance the United States were to figure out our plan, the damage caused should be minimal. We will still be able to conquer the country as planned using our backup plan. Once we control the country, we will use our international influence to our advantage. The rest of the world will fall swiftly. As already stated, if our first plan doesn't go as smoothly as expected, we will proceed with our secondary plan. By sending in our special forces, we will infiltrate the country from within. Fear and chaos will spread to the nation like a virus. It'll only be a matter of time before the country loses its stability. At that time, when they're most vulnerable, we will strike. That kind of hits differently in 2022, doesn't it? God damn. Take the green herb. Take the green herb. Fuck it! Ah! More TMP ammo. We're gonna have to get a little bit weird to make this work.
Welcome. Got a selection of good that. What are you selling? Is that all? Thank you.
See, TMP ammo.
Is that all?
No!
Thank you. What are you buying? Is that all? Thank you. Come back anytime.
All right. Here we go. I do not know how I'm gonna swing this, but we're gonna give it the old college try.
Something's not right. Ashley, you stay here. Ada! Better try a new trick, cause that one's getting old. You okay?
I've been better.
What's so funny?
Oh, I think you know. The American prevailing is a cliché that only happens in your Hollywood movies. Oh, Mr. Kennedy, you entertain me. To show my appreciation, I will help you awaken from your world of clichés.
Ada, stand back.
I think Shodan needs to sue somebody. How does the elevator know? Excuse me. Running, running, running. Stab you in the fucking eye! Oh shit. Iframes, bitch! Yep. Ain't nothing else I can do. Give me a... Stab him in the fucking eye, Leon! Oh shit! Woo! Fuck you! Excuse me. Coming through, coming through, coming through. Fuck! There we go. green light! Stab him! About
Use
time,
this.
Ada. Woo! Bitch! Take the thing. Also take his money.
Sorry, Leon. Hand it over.
Ada, you do know what this is.
Don't worry. I'll take good care of it.
Ada!
Gotta go. If I were you, I'd get off this island too.
She really pushed it.
Here, catch. Better get a move on. See you around.
Very cute.
$100,000 pesetas. Not that that does anything for me. Yep. There, people need to get the fuck out of my way. Someone needs to tell that merchant to haul ass!
Leon,
We have to get off this island now. It's gonna blow any minute.
it's gonna what?
Someone tell the merchant to leave! Also, both of you could run a little bit faster, I'm just saying. Oh shit. Ashley, I want time for this! Fucking jump already! Alright, here we go.
Hang on, sweetheart.
How this thing is still floating? This is the most... This is the best jet ski ever. To still be floating. With a woman in full plate armor on the back of it.
Behind us!
I know. Just hold on.
Alright. It's time. Okay. What do I have to push? So, I have to push a button.
Hang on, sweetheart.
Alright, which button do I have to push? It's not a biplane, but it'll do.
Ashley! Where are you?
In the ocean. And then a shark eats her! Yum!
Come on. Let's go home.
Sounds like a great idea. Mission accomplished. Right, Leon?
Not quite. I still have to get you home safe.
So, after you take me back to my place, how about we do some, overtime?
Sorry.
Somehow I knew you'd say that, but it doesn't hurt to ask, you know? So, who was that woman anyway?
Why do you ask?
Come on, tell me.
She's like a part of me I can't let go. Let's leave it at that.
You really should. You really should let go at this point, Leon. There's Resident Evil 4. Again.
Hunnigan, is that you?
Finally, the line's jack free.
Hey, Hunnigan, no glasses.
Forget the glasses. What's the status of the mission?
I've rescued the subject. We're returning home.
You did it, Leon.
Thanks. You know, you're kind of cute without those glasses. Give me your number when I get back.
May I remind you that you're still on duty.
Story of my life.
Wasn't he just talking about, like, Ada? Rank F! Watch me get, like, the lowest possible rank. Nah. Now you can buy an infinite launcher and a Matilda from the merchant. Yes, Let's see. Shows credits. Huh. The pace of this game really just kind of stops in the castle, and the horror of the game really just kind of stops in the castle, and it goes from a horror game to more of an action game, and I don't think it ever really recovers, and it especially becomes even less so once you get to the island, at which point this game is just Gears of War, basically. It's Gears of War without the improved controls of Gears of War. And without DiMaggio, which, you know, is that even... I would ask if that's even worth playing. But this is But as before, I don't think time has been kind to the controls of this game. But I do still think this is a good game. This is one of those... what I like to call one of those seminal games that if you're interested in the history of gaming, you should really play. Like this, along other games like the original Phantasy Star Online, if you can get to a private server, Metal Gear Solid, Suikoden, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy, Super Mario World, those were sort of like seminal game changers that sort of changed how the industry worked for good or ill. Excuse me. This is one of those. This game, not only did this game change the industry, pardon, excuse me, not only my voice broke. It's time for another, it's time for yet another cough drop. But those are the games that changed the industry for good or for ill. For RE4, but on RE4's part, I'd say it's a bit of both. Without Resident Evil 4's development, we would never have had Haunting Ground, Onimusha, Devil May Cry. Without Resident Evil 4, we never would have had Gears of War. We never would have had Mass Effect. You know, this game is hugely influential. So if you're interested in the history of gaming, or the history of the Resident Evil franchise, or if you just want to play a solid game that's available at a very affordable price on Steam, you can't go wrong with this game. Yes, it has flaws. I have been vocal about how much I hate the castle section of the game. Like, now, I don't know if I was just more patient back in the day, and I've become less patient over time. But nowadays, the castle bit just feels like it drags forever. That being said, what do I feel about the remake? I think the remake this game has charm. It has a B-movie charm that would not be out of place. Let me backspace a little bit. It's ridiculous. It knows it's ridiculous, and instead of trying to go over the top, edgy, scary, like the RE4 remake trailers have all been, it knows it's ridiculous, and it embraces the silliness of the scenario in the game. Like, are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president's daughter, you know? And there's something to be said for that. For a game knowing what it is and embracing the inherent silliness of its premise. That was Resident Evil all the way up to, say, Resident Evil 6. I'd say Resident Evil 6, even as flawed as Resident Evil 6 was, it still understood its roots. I think modern Resident Evil is a little too dour compared to the older games. That's what I'm most afraid of for the Resident Evil 4 remake. That seems to be a problem with these remakes. Resident Evil 2 was a fantastic game on its own. If Resident Evil on the PS1 did not exist, and Resident Evil 2, the remake, was the only version of that game, it would be phenomenal. The problem is, the original version on the PS2 does exist. And so we know that Resident Evil 2 is half a remake. It's missing an entire B scenario for both characters. It's the same. You just play through the same scenario with both, and they barely tie into each other the way they should. And for like Resident Evil 3, they cut out like half the fucking game for the remake. They didn't not make half the game. That half the game is in the files. They just cut it out for some stupid reason. It feels wrong-headed to me, the way that they've approached these two remakes. They're fun games. Hey, you saw me play RE3. I enjoyed it. But it's not as good as the original. Not in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like what they've shown of Resident Evil 4 is heading along those same lines. I don't know what you can do about that. I don't know how you combat. Like, you'd have to have people in charge of the development who are intimately aware of the game's influences and what it's trying to be and why it's trying to be that way. Because this game had one of the most troubled developments in gaming history. Not to the level of, like, say, Aliens, Colonial Marines, or Duke Nukem Forever. Like, we're not talking about that. But this game was so troubled that rejected builds of this game became whole other game franchises. That's how long it took to develop this. There were like 5 or 6 different versions of this game. Including some of the builds that became Onimusha and Devil May Cry. There was the Black Smoke version where like Leon was possessed by Black Mist and he was supposed to die at the end, and he was like hallucinating, and it was full of supernatural shit. Just all kinds of weird stuff. And for his character model, they seem to be going more towards like the Black Smoke Leon from the Hookman. That's what it's called, the Hookman. You had the Black Smoke, and then you had the supernatural shit with the Hookman version. And the Hookman version, I think, is what became Haunting Ground, but I can't be entirely sure. And I think there's another one. I think there's another mutant spawn of this game in there somewhere. But it doesn't come to mind. In order to combat, you'd have to understand the development of this game, the reason why decisions were made, and why parts of this game are the way they are, why they stopped developing the game over and over and over again and cast it off to like different parts of Capcom so that they could do their own thing with whatever mechanics they were fascinated by, like the spear juggling glitch in Onimusha becoming the basis for the gameplay in Devil May Cry. I don't know what you do about that. I don't have high expectations of the remake. I expect the remake will go one of two ways. Either the remake will suffer the same problems, but with better controls. Like, the remake, they're going to add stuff, they're going to add things that are going to make the areas that were short and sweet drag on too long, and the areas that dragged on too long drag on way longer. I don't have high expectations for it. I am mainly just going to sit back and watch and see how that goes. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to be busy playing Starfield at that point. So, the RE4 remake, not even on my radar, man. But this game is worth a purchase, especially at like $18. It's been fun. Hey, it's been a fun week. I suppose that's it. I guess that about sums up my feelings towards this game. It hasn't aged. Not all of it has aged very well. Some parts of it really kind of drag. The controls, you get used to the controls. The controls haven't aged very well, but you get used to them. Like, they're not hard to manage. Like, once you realize that you can't, like, there were times where I would feel like, just let me move to the side, man. But it's not like it doesn't break the game. It's mainly just the areas in the castle that drag on forever, that just kind of drag the game down for me. I would much rather have, like, looking at it today, I would much rather the mine have been its own thing. You know, like, you're going through the mine, and it's just the mines, and it's its own thing, and its own environment, with its own environmental design, as opposed to spending forever in a castle, where it's just every hallway looks the same. Every hallway looks like the same as the last one. Like, the architecture is all the same, the atmosphere is the same. That's why the island was so refreshing, because we're here in a completely different place, and a lot of stuff happens in this place. A lot of stuff happens on the island. It's a very action-packed climax to the game. But it doesn't stick around until it's unwelcome, and that's the important part of that's why the last act of this game works as well as it does. There's a ton of cool shit packed into a couple chapters of the game, and it doesn't stick around for too long. Well, a couple chapters. I should say a couple acts, rather. Acts 4 and 5. I think that's it, yeah. Resident Evil 4. Well, still, even in 2022, still well worth your time. I am going to go, and I am going to cough a lot now, because I feel the itching in my throat, and I've been fighting it for forever at this point. Although, this has helped me get back in the groove after being down with the beer bug, so that also, for that, thank you as well, man. For just the right game to get me back into the swing of things. I have been busting my ass to get this entire game done, basically all week. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna chill now. I'm gonna go relax a little bit, and I'll see you guys later.